Welcome to Jagee's Cookbook. Well, this time I've got a very special episode and it's going to be a savior for all the ladies out there. Now, I know it's summer vacation now and all the kids are at home. They can become a handful at times and they can get on your nerves. But there is a way to keep them occupied, a very, very useful way, and that is to show them or to make them help you do some cookies or baking, and they will enjoy it, you will enjoy it, and also it will be beneficial for them in the future. Now, nowadays it's raining also outside, so the kids most probably find it very difficult to play outdoors. So that's why this is a very indoor activity. I'm going to show you how to make gingerbread cookies. Very, very nice, very tasty, and the kids will love decorating them, and also they'll have a fun time really keeping themselves really busy. There are a whole lot of ways of making gingerbread cookies, and this time I'm going to make my way of gingerbread cookies. And well, I've got some shapes out here. There are gingerbread men, gingerbread women, hearts, any shape. Now, if you don't have these molds like these, just hold on, let me see. Yes, this is my gingerbread woman, okay? This is my gingerbread man and gingerbread heart, okay? Now, actually, you can use any shapes. It's just that the dough, I'm going to show you the gingerbread dough, and you just have to use anything. You can also use a bottle cap to make the shape. The only thing is just be careful how to make the actual dough, and then how to spread it onto the work surface and shape them out. I'll show you. Now, first of all, a very easy method. Now, usually it's like the cake method, creaming of the butter and the sugar and then mixing all the other ingredients one by one till you get a dough. But this time, I'm going to do a different method, the scone method. Now, I have shown you scones and they're really good. This is the rubbing in method with your fingertips. Now, first of all, we have to sieve our dry ingredients. For what we need is 175 grams of all-purpose flour. We're going to put it in a sieve so it makes it easier. So otherwise you can use 1.5 cup. Okay, so either it's 175 grams or 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour, just plain flour. Okay, then we need a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, not too much, okay, a pinch of salt, 2 pinches. Then we need the spices, okay. Why it's called gingerbread cookies? Because essentially it has dried ginger powder. Now, I've got here around 1.5 teaspoons of dried ground ginger. And then I've got 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Okay, so 1.5 teaspoon of dried ground ginger and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Now, in that goes with this, there, and that's my dry ingredients. Okay, so 175 grams of all-purpose flour or 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour with like 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, a pinch of salt, 1.5 teaspoon of ginger, ground ginger, dried ground ginger, then 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. All sieve it in. Okay, that's it. Then we need 65 grams of butter, unsalted butter. You can use salted butter, but then you don't have to use salt in the dry ingredients, okay? So 65 grams of unsalted butter. This is diced into cubes, okay? And it's chilled. It's not soft, it's just chilled. So just put that in the mixture. Now, what you have to do is you have to rub the butter into the flour with your fingertips, okay, with the tips of your fingers. So you have to use light fluttering movements like this, like so, okay, till you get breadcrumbs. So keep on doing like this. This is one of my very, very favorite chores in the kitchen. I love the texture. I love rubbing the soft butter into this. It's so beautiful. Feels nice. The first step is rubbing the butter into the dry ingredients. Okay, now this is done. Let me just wash my hands. The first step is done. Let's keep this aside. Second step, that is the wet ingredients. The wet ingredients, what we do or what we need is half a cup or 75 grams of brown sugar. Now, if you don't have brown sugar, don't worry. You can use caster sugar, white sugar. So this is half a cup of brown sugar going in. Not that, okay? This is brown sugar. This is the cooking brown sugar, okay? Now, next what we do is we need 1 egg yolk, beaten egg yolk, and 2 tablespoons of honey. 2 tablespoons of lovely honey. Now, if you don't have honey, which obviously every house should have, you can use maple syrup or you can also use molasses, okay? But I'm sure in, mostly all the houses you don't get molasses or a maple syrup. So honey is mostly available. That's why I used honey, and 2 tablespoons of honey. In it goes. Lovely. Gorgeous. And then what we do is, second step is mix all the wet ingredients. Okay, so this is done. The third step is to mix the dry ingredients in the wet ingredients or the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients and make a dough, okay? So, let's just pour this. And I'll need a wooden spoon for that to mix everything up. And I'll just mix this into a dough. Now, after we make this gingerbread dough, we need to chill this for, 30 minutes at least in the refrigerator, okay? There are some people who put black pepper in it. Yes, I know, there are some people who put black pepper in it. That is probably to spice it up a bit. Just a bit, okay? Sugar and spice, everything nice. Very good for cooking. Okay, now what you do is with your hands or with one hand, just make it into a dough. The dough is mixed. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to cover it in a cling film and we have to refrigerate it, chill it in the refrigerator for around 30 minutes at least. Okay, now how you do it is we need a cling film, okay, and first of all I'm going to prepare my surface. Now this surface is clean and I'm going to cover it up with cling film to aid me. Now I'm going to actually roll out the dough, the already made dough, chilled dough, onto this work surface. So I'm going to prepare this surface, okay. Okay, now I just prepared it, okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually roll my dough, my gingerbread dough, in this to chill it, okay. So first what I'm going to do is take it. I'm just going to make this a nice block of gingerbread dough. Okay. Now I'm just going to keep this for chilling for 30 minutes. And voila! I have one already chilled. I did this beforehand, okay, just for you. And I'm going to just cut this open, which I don't have the patience to do. Take it out, and then what I need, you've got a real good slab of gingerbread dough. What we need to do is we need to roll this till you have it like this thick, and then you need to cut it into whatever shapes you want. So let me just cover it up like this. It makes things easier. Otherwise, I'll have to use flour. Okay. And then keep on rolling it. So you get like a uniform slab, okay? A uniform. It should be very uniform. Keep on doing it. Okay, so now it's done. Now all I have to do is I have to cut these into different shapes. Now before that, I have to, you have to keep a grease-proof paper or something to actually prepare or to transfer these shapes onto the cooking sheet. So now I have got a cookie tray which happens to be in the oven. And what I have done here is I've actually already put some grease-proof paper on it. First of all, what I need to do is, with some butter, okay, I'm going to grease this. Okay, just going to grease this. Okay. Now, what we need is some cutters and a knife so that we can transfer it on. Okay, take this cling film out carefully, keep it aside, and then just cut with your cookie cutters. You can use any shape. Make sure this dough is at least a half an inch or this much thick, so that it's easy to take it out. Oh, sweet, huh? Okay, now we'll get some gingerbread ladies. Okay, now I've got a friend, she collects cookie cutters, okay, lots of different cookie cutters. She's got one of a dinosaur, she's got giraffes, lots of different ships, a lot of things. So it's a good thing if you go somewhere and you can buy cookie cutters. They're really good. Now, heart-shaped one. Now, take this out very, very carefully. Okay, very, very carefully. These are very delicate darlings. Now, usually you can decorate your gingerbread men. Here the faces are too small to actually make. I was actually making small glazed cherry decorations, but they're too small and very difficult. So I'm just going to put some buttons for our gingerbread guys, okay, with silver balls. Now I've kept, or I decorated a little bit, okay, and with some silver balls for the coat. Now it all depends upon your creative desire and creative techniques. I'm going to bake these. So come here. I'm going to Babies need around 12 minutes, and after that your gingerbread cookies will be done. Now it's, well, approximately around 10 to 12 minutes. My cookies are done, so you come with me because I know the smell is the beautiful gingerbread smell is filling my kitchen, that aroma, so I know it's done. Come with me. Oh, these darlings are done. And just keep them out here. And now I have to transfer them to a wire rack. Very carefully. My gingerbread cookies are ready, wonderful to be eaten, and a very, very easy way to keep your children occupied and well out of trouble. So this is for all of you. Have a lovely time making them.